Hello, my name is Troy Ryder, and this is a showcase of our CS61B Project 3 video game. So without further ado, let's just boot right into it. So when we first boot up the game, we're greeted with our loading screen, and it gives us four options. We can either start a new game, load a game, quit, or view the leaderboard. Currently in the leaderboard, we have Dad with a score of 42. So if you noticed, there was some music in the background, and I've recorded this before, but the music gets a little bit loud, and I'm gonna comment out the audio player for this video, so that way my voice doesn't get drowned out. Okay, so once again, we boot into the game, and I'll enter in a random seed, which was 1, 2, 3, 4. And so with the seed 1, 2, 3, 4, we're booted into a water world with lily pads and a specific arrangement of rooms that is pseudo-randomly generated. So what that means is that if we log back off and then start a new game with the seed 1, 2, 3, 4, we should get the same arrangement of rooms with the same background. And to show that it is in fact random, I'll boot up one more game with the seed 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's do 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. And now we're in a forest with nothing in trees. And it has a very different arrangement of rooms. And our character is starting off down here instead of up here. So the purpose of this game is to collect all the coins in your level and then advance to the next level. And so you progress through the levels. There is no real way to win the game, but there is definitely a way to lose the game. And the main goal, you know, after you die, is to get a high enough score to land yourself on the leaderboard. So without further ado, let's show off the movement. So our player can move around, collect the coins, and we have two bad guys, the zombie and the bad guy. And the reason why they're different colors is because they actually move at different speeds. So the zombie will only move for every 1 out of 2 moves of the player. And the bad guy will move, I think it was 7 out of 8 moves of the player. And so if you look, I'll move, the zombie moved, and then I'll move again, and the zombie won't move. So I implemented that because at a certain point in our game's development, we had the bad guy move at the same speed as the player. And it made it extremely difficult because if the bad guy was ever 1 square away from the player, then there was no way to get away from the bad guy, and you pretty much just automatically lose 1 health. So I implemented the speed factor so that way you can escape the zombie. But now, if you see, I'm actually trapped between both of them, which I'm gonna get out. So I took 1 damage to my head, I'll pop up. No. And then I took another damage. Oh, and then another creative feature is when you are ready to move on to next level, the rapper DABABY actually notifies the player that it's time to move on to the next level with his signature line, "Let's go."
Let's go. Let's go.
So normally, it'd be extremely difficult to get very far into this game because you're gonna most likely lose at least 1 health every round. And so I wanted to implement a feature that, you know, could get you maybe instead of level 5, you know, you could survive up until level 10. So at the start of every even level, the player regenerates 1 health. Another implementation we have is that you can toggle on and off the paths that the bad guy and zombie will take to the player with by pressing the key P. So now you can see that the zombie will take this red path while the bad guy will take this red path. And if you notice, if there's any obstruction in the path, they won't try to travel through it. So they'll go around the coin. And also, if there's another zombie in the hall, there's no direct path to the player. Or if another enemy is in the hallway, there's no direct path to a player. So they won't know how to get through. See how the zombie path just jumped up and then jumped back down because the bad guy was in the way. So now the zombie has no direct path to the player, so the zombie is just going to hang out until it sees a path to the player again. Anything I'm missing? So that's about it for creative elements. So I will go through a few more levels, and once my health gets down to 1 and there's 1 enemy remaining, I'll come back and show off some other features of the game. So I'll probably lose on this level, so I wanted to start the recording again. But before I die and the game ends, I wanted to show off I wanted to show off our load feature, the save and quit, and also load. That was kind of so in order to save and quit, you type in :Q, and to load the game again, you boot up the game, and all you have to do is press load game, and you'll be back in the same exact position on the same level with the same score. Pretty cool. Okay, so I'm about to lose this game, and when you lose, you're prompted to enter in one of your names. Or, I mean, you're prompted to enter in a 3-letter name. So dad is already on the leaderboard, so why don't we put in mom? So now our high scores for the game is mom with 70 points and dad with 42. The high scores will only display the top 5 highest scores that were made, that were reached, and that's about it. Thank you for watching.